The new era of splashability. Oh, this is getting interesting. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Hey, Sleep Chief, discount code MCO40 down below, save you on your purchase. Hey, look, cool deck box. Hey, look, BLS on the inside. Discount code MCO40 down there from Sleep Chief. Alright, so what in the world is going on? We got to talk about Phantom of Yubel over here, because this card has been kind of terrorizing things a little bit out here in the OCG, and if decks are getting away with wait, this is Horus all over again. Oh, that's not quite possibly what I want to be hearing right now. You basically have a level 9 Dark Fiend monster, so guess what? This interacts with Nightmare Throne, which is pretty crazy. And then it's a contact fusion to make this thing. A Yubel monster plus a Fiend with 0 attack and defense. So Yubel can fuse with Yubel. That's actually pretty interesting. And then, I still can't believe they let you contact fuse for this thing. It can't be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage. And then when your opponent activates a monster effect, you contribute this card, and then you convert whatever deadly effect that your opponent is attempting to do into destroy a Yubel monster from your hand, deck, or field. So, what in the world is... what kind of level of craziness are we starting to see with this? Well, splashability. You are starting to see a lot of, well, splashability. You heard me say that correctly multiple times. The fact that we have so much, I guess, available to us for this deck, and obviously this all stems from, you know, what level of Fiend do we want to play in this deck? Do we want to play, you know, Labyrinth with it? Yes, Labyrinth has adapted towards actually playing this right now, which is kind of crazy to think about in terms of, you know, what you can do. I guess Fiend Toolbox really at its finest here, showcasing, you know, some of the level of power that you can kind of do with this. And then, of course, you know, standard Yubel has the ability to already interact with this as well. You have Unchained, which, I mean, has also kind of adapted into the standardized Yubel deck as well. Like, and then, of course, the OCG is starting to adapt towards Orcust playing this. So, what you're telling me here is we created a literal 5-card package. 1 Spirit Yubel, 1 Basic Yubel, 3 Nightmare Thrones, so 5 cards built into the main deck here. Is that 1 Hoppy, 3 Imseti, and 1 King Sarcophagus? That feels pretty familiar at this point. That's pretty interesting. And then to top things off, oh wait, so we can play this. So we go back to the Orcust point here, where you see, you know, we could play, you know, the Imseti package with this. We can also splash this in. So now we have a 3-card package working around here, trying to show that, you know, we can try some sort of crazy madness along the way with this. So, interesting. So this Yubel package, I knew Phantom of Yubel was going to be, you just read the card and you're like, wow, this is such a creative card in the way that it's designed, and you're like, hey, you know, like, I don't know, I'm intrigued. Yu-Gi-Oh! They try to go away from splashability, but it feels like if they tend to make these cards too generic for a little bit more leeway to allow them to work, then we end up in scenarios where you see the Yubel cards starting to flourish out and be some craziness. At least the Horus package. Well, the Horus package is inherently still an issue on the back burner, and then look what happened with the Diabellstar stuff. But the Diabellstar stuff was designed to interact in a way with fire that, you know, we created a basic working point that we can create all of these fire decks to be able to use level 1 cards to be able to flourish on out and be able to do their thing. So that's all incredibly useful to know. But for your early stages here, Yubel, looks like it's going to be a splashable nightmare. And only time will tell when the TCG will end up getting Phantom of Yubel. But if we're honestly looking at this, and we're really worried about the splashability of this, I honestly think it's cool that Yubel has become a centerpiece in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! In the year 2024. Like, that's actually kind of crazy. Next up is Tenpai Dragons. And, one of the earliest fads that we saw out of the early stages in the OCG was how much can we dedicate to a Tenpai Dragon transformation side deck. Now, the term transformation side deck is something that you've not heard probably in quite some time up before this, because it's where you basically design your entire side deck to basically modify 15 cards to change the main deck into a different theme. And it was pretty popular many years ago, when you could easily change out cards, interact with different ways, and create these different levels of interactability points in these decks to allow you some sort of, I guess, change for the deck. And I think that that's actually kind of interesting in and itself, And then you look at how things are kind of structured here with the way Tenpai Dragons play. The deck is the absolute OTK menace. This deck's entire purpose is to slam down one card and a field spell. Now, obviously, you don't have to have the field spell. The field spell is 100% optional. I've seen some of these, decks be like, well, I didn't see the field spell. There's not really much I can do about it. Kind of wash your hands, summon your monster, do your thing. But with the field spell, you could technically, this is the craziest part about this whole thing, you can make a Black Rose Dragon that's unaffected by your opponent's card effects, and then have it detonate an entire field. No matter how many negates your opponent thinks that they have set up here, don't have to worry about it. Free board nuke. All right, absolutely. All the answers solved, issue taken care of, and you're able to set up. Or you're able to go through all of these synchro plays during your main phase, set up these big unaffected cards, and then, go into battle phase. Well, your opponent can't Nibiru you in the battle phase, and then you just go ahead and swing on in. That's why the splashability of this engine is also very, very scary to the development of the game here, much like Yubel, who's like a utility asset. This is a splashable engine that is meant to OTK your opponent, and I guarantee you the TCG is going to take notes of the early stages of the OCG, and a lot of people are going to develop those transformation side decks. Imagine a Labyrinth player sits down and plays you round one in an event, and you're like, okay, this is cool. They win game one. You're like, all right, cool. They're playing Labyrinth. I'll go ahead and I'll go first against them. They boarded in 15 cards. They're suddenly Tenpai Labyrinth, and they OTK you after you set up your field, and you're like, wow. It gives these control decks I still can't believe I'm saying this, a method to convert into a cheesy OTK deck and be able to steal games. Is that good for the development of the game? Personally, no. But I think overall, besides Tenpai Dragon's splashability, Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs to have a deck that can be ignorant like Tenpai. We need to have a deck that can OTK through some sorts of madness and be able to, set up some sort of boards not even set up boards, it's just, yay, slam indirectly into its thing. But splashability. I know in current Yu-Gi-Oh! Once again, I felt like we tried to get away from this, and then we somehow wrap back on into it. And we're definitely in an era right now where power creep has 100% shifted. All right. Obviously, the Diabell Star stuff and the Horus stuff still remain some of the best stuff, but the Yubel package being 100% splashable in every sort of fiend deck that you want to play. And then to top things off, you have transformation power with Tenpai Dragons. You're really living in a golden revolution right now for the things that you can do in this game. And I'm curious to know what the next crazy thing will be that they're going to try to pull out here and go, hey, this is what you can innovate with, and how the next engine, I guess this is truly just what engine and what flavor can we actually come up with here to be able to try to shift the meta. So please, check out our friends at Sleep Chief. Use discount code IMCO40, save on your purchase, and of course, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. You guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Peace out. Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.